Today I'll be reviewing the BBC TV series Survivors. It was recommended to me on Netflix after watching the TV series Jericho. So this show, it's a post-apocalyptic drama, and essentially the TV show is just about the following. 90% of the world's population, that's what they show a couple scientists at the beginning of the show, and about 90% of the world's population are wiped out by like this flu epidemic thing, and you find out what caused it later on in the series. But it follows a bunch of people who are all on their own at the beginning. You've got the main character. Well, I guess they're all main characters, but like, the really main character is Abby. She at first almost died from the flu epidemic, but then she recovers from it, so she's kind of got this immune thing going on. And then there's a bunch of other individuals that they all eventually come together and they call themselves a family, whatever, because they end up becoming pretty close after going through some problems and stuff. So then they just kind of, it's hard for them to survive now because they're all technically, I guess, immune, but they have to avoid the sick people, the people that are left. There's no food, water, electricity. There's some, but everything's really scarce. Like, they have to go around looking for stuff, and stuff's even worse in the cities than it is out in the country. So they just kind of have to deal with surviving and get around people who are trying to start this new civilization or trying to deal with what has come to terms on this planet. And so they say that 90% of the people on Earth, but they really just focus on these people in England. The show is really good. It went for 2 seasons. Each was 6 episodes long, and then it got canceled after that because of poor viewership, which is stupid because you've got crappy shows like Gossip Girl and Whitney and all these crappy shows like that, and then you have amazing shows like this being canceled because of poor viewership. Like, I don't know why no one was watching this, but it's a great show, and unfortunately the series, it ends on kind of cliffhanger. Not a major cliffhanger, but kind of one, because you want to know what happens. A lot of parts in this show are really repetitive, so that can be kind of annoying or boring, or you just kind of see the same thing happen over and over again, where they get in trouble and they have to run, whatever. They have to run away from these people that are trying to get to them or trying to just survive on their own ways. Like, some people are trying to survive with different means. Like, some people are trying to do it honestly and helping other people, and other people are just doing it illegitimately, where they're trying to steal from people. They're doing whatever they can to survive. So there are some parts that are annoying, like it's repetitive, and there's a kid in it, and he's just really annoying. He's a typical kid in the show. I know that's how they wrote it, but he's a typical kid, always like running in and getting into trouble and stuff, just accidentally, because he wants to go help the friends that he's with. Like, he's the only kid that is in that main group, so then they have to like run after him and help him and stuff. So there are a couple minor things that are annoying, but overall this show is really entertaining. At the end of every episode, it's not a huge cliffhanger, so it's not one of those shows that you feel you have to keep watching and watching and watching. Like some shows that end on a cliffhanger, you're like, I guess I'll watch one more episode. Okay, one more episode. This, you can really kind of spread it out, and I don't know if it's just because they have less commercials on BBC or what, but I think each episode of this is like 50 to 55 minutes long, when usually hour-long shows are actually like 40 to 45 minutes long. So I don't know what it is. Even though it's only 10 minutes, the show seems really long. It's almost like you're watching a movie every single episode. So I don't know what that is. I don't know, maybe it's just how BBC does their stuff. I don't get BBC here, obviously, because I'm in Canada. I guess you might be able to get BBC on satellite and stuff, but it's not really a basic channel here. So anyways, this is a great show. If you've never seen it or if you've never heard of it, definitely check it out. If you're into post-apocalyptic stuff, great show. It's got nothing to do with zombies or anything. People just kind of flat out die. There's no coming back to life or anything. But it's a great show. Check it out if you can, and I absolutely recommend it. Overall rating would have to be 9 out of 10, and there isn't really a rewatchability rating here because it is a TV show. So if there was a rewatchability rating, I'd say maybe 4 out of 10, because it actually wouldn't be too bad to watch again after a little while, because it's just a great TV show. That's about it for me this week. See you next week.